The ancient Celtic tribes of Ireland were believed to be quite superstitious, and this superstition would lead them to start many traditions and customs, some of which are still practiced today. During Samhain, at the end of October, people would honour their family's ancestors by preparing meals for the living and the dead, as they believed the dead could walk among the living on this night. Food was also shared among the community, as different farmers may have had different crops, and so the tribes would gather all they had harvested for a huge communal meal. Costumes and masks were worn to disguise themselves from any evil spirits or fairies. Lanterns would be lit and placed outside doorways to keep the spirits away from the household. As this was also the time of year for slaughtering livestock, the bones from the dead animals would be burned in what is still called a bonfire. Each clan would light a torch from the flames of the bonfire to take home for lighting a fire in their own household, in order to bring good luck for the following year. Some tribes would also sprinkle the ashes from the fire around their fields, perhaps as a form of protection, or maybe they realized the ashes could improve the quality of the land. Many of these traditions and customs are still practiced today in some form. Some other traditions from different sources have also been incorporated into the modern celebrations, including bobbing for apples, which originated in pagan Rome as a celebration for Pomona, the goddess of fruit. Bonfires are still lit in many parts of Ireland, and costumes are still worn by children for trick-or-treating, where children would call to the neighbours' houses in search of a treat, and failure to produce a treat could result in a trick being played on the neighbour who refused to share. This could have stemmed from the custom of sharing the harvest in ancient times. The tradition of leaving the lantern outside the door to ward off spirits has also survived into the modern day. However, it has slightly changed over the centuries. The lanterns have become pumpkins, and instead of warding off spirits, they are used for inviting children to call for treats. But how are pumpkins related to ancient Irish folklore? Originally, people would carve turnips to make the lanterns. During the 19th century, many Irish people emigrated to America and brought their customs and beliefs with them. As pumpkins were easier to carve, they became the popular choice for lanterns. But why were people carving turnips in the first place? Ancient Irish people seemed to have great imaginations when it came to understanding mysterious occurrences, such as methane gas spontaneously igniting in a bog, creating a glow. Their explanation for this was that a spirit named Jack, who was refused entry to both heaven and hell, was left to wander in the darkness of the netherworld with only a lantern given to him by the devil. It was this lantern that supposedly created the glow in the bog. The full story will be told in the following song, titled The Devil and Jack. Jack was mean, he was cruel, miserable and tight. He and a few unsavory souls took refuge one dark night in a dim-lit bar not very far from a place called Devil's Hole, where well it's known that devils shown up here in search of souls. Indulging in a drink or two, malevolence was nigh. Jack was feeling mischievous, decided he would try to make a fool of the man on the stool, sat at the end of the room in a dark and shady corner, looking out at a misty moon. "Excuse me, sir," said Jack to the man, "will you join me for a drink?" The man agreed, said yes indeed, he never took a second to think. The man who Jack invited was none other than the devil himself. Jack just smiled as he aimed his eyes to the whiskey on the shelf. Barman grabbed the whiskey and he poured a couple of shots. The devil and Jack knocked them back, slammed the glass on the countertops. They had another one more and another one more, another and another one more. They kept on drinking till they could not drink no more. It came time to pay. Barman looked to the devil and Jack. Jack asked, "Will you pay this bill? I swear I'll pay you back." With a few on board, well, the devil said, sure, I'll turn into a coin. When the morning comes and the spell's undone, once more I will be fine. The devil disappeared, in his place there appeared a coin upon the stool. Again Jack smiled with the evil in his eyes as he muttered, what a fool. He placed a coin into his pouch behind a silver cross. Jack had trapped the devil and his soul had not been lost. The following morning when he woke, Jack proposed a deal. I'll give to thee thy liberty if away from here you will steal. Don't come around here for at least 1 year anywhere near Devil's Hole. And one more thing and I am done in, you can never claim my soul. Reluctantly the devil agreed and went off on his way, determined to avenge the fraud played on him that day. He reappeared the following year looking for stingy Jack, hoping to restore some dignity and take his tricky reputation back. 'Twas in the woods at the dead of night the two met once again. The devil had a plan, he invited the man to join him in the inn. To have another drink, Jack had a little think and said, while we are here, will you climb that tree and get an apple for me and I'll join you for a beer. The devil replied, I'd be obliged, which apple do you choose? I won't stop till I reach the top, sure I haven't got a thing to lose. Well, you're very kind, and if you don't mind, I'll have that one right there. Jack pointed up to the highest branch and whispered, it's a dare. So up the devil went, he was hell-bent on getting his revenge. In order to succeed, he must pretend to be Jack's friend. As soon as he ascended the tree, the ever-clever Jack, he carved a cross upon the bark, and again the devil was trapped. Devil was enraged when he saw what Jack had done. We've made a deal before, said Jack, let's make another one. Leave this place, don't show your face for at least a decade more. I'll fell this tree and let you be gone on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, devil don't come around here no more. 1, 2, 3, 4, devil don't come around here no more. Before 10 years had passed, the old man passed away. Time it goes so fast, now Jack was on his way up to the golden gates where his admission was refused. A man like him was full of sin, Jack was not amused. Disgruntled by the news, the old man wore a bitter frown. With nothing left to choose, Jack started heading down towards the gates of hell where he would meet his good old friend. The devil knew fine well that this would happen in the end. He shook his head, now look, he said, I thought we had a deal. Your soul is bound for darkness, take this for your ordeal. The devil plucked a turnip and hollowed out its core, placed a flaming coal inside and said, don't come around here no more. 1, 2, 3, 4, Jack, don't come around here no more. Wandering in your netherworld forevermore. 1, 2, 3, 4, Jack, don't come around here no more. Wandering in your netherworld forevermore.